yes, because if you want to see a video of a man beasting himself, then you're in the right place, because today we're going Strava segment crown hunting. But as always, there's a method or a reason behind what I'm doing, why I'm doing today, and it has to do with these, which are almost quite literally weighing me down, these and Strava, and how we are motivated as people. Oh, and I'm also teasing my competition where one lucky subscriber, will get coached by me for the whole of the 2021 season to reach whatever goal they have, and that is completely free and would usually cost over £1,000. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can enter that competition later on. But first, let's get back to today. I'm just going to open Strava so that you can see what I think about this app.
Come inside, look around. Beat other people's times. Compare yourselves to other people.
Shut that down. I need to explain. See, I have a complicated relationship with Strava. Let me make a visual point, as I usually do, as I love to do. This kind of thing. You see, as a teacher, I'm really passionate about the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and I'm going to try and show you the difference and why I think that one is better than the other. Not exclusively, but the balance needs to be towards one, not the other. Let me demonstrate. Now this box is Ben, it's me. Now I could be motivated by lots of little extrinsic motivators. Medal, t-shirt, pat on the back, well done, or any type of social media congratulations. Now that is what we call extrinsic motivation, and it can be a very powerful motivator. It can get people up and out there if they think they're going to be praised by others. But if we've built a person that is exclusively motivated by that, or exclusively motivated by t-shirts, and in a pandemic it doesn't happen, or someone who's exclusively motivated by times and being better and they don't suddenly beat their times, then something bad could happen, could. And when I say bad, I don't actually mean catastrophically bad. What I just mean is perhaps falling out of love with training, falling out of love with racing, falling out of love with exercise. So we need to foster a way that regardless of what happens to you, whether you get medals or not, or whether you get good times or not, you are in the game. So this is how I see intrinsic motivation. It's that inside all of us, we have a light. For some of us, it's already on. Perfect. But for some of us, it is in there, but it's not on yet. And we need to get to a place where we can figure out how we turn that light on and keep it on. That's intrinsic motivation, but we've got to work out how to do it. Here's my plan. And it starts by getting onto Strava and finding some segments and crowns that I might be able to pinch today. And you might be thinking, hang on a second, you were just making out that Strava was a bad thing. It was the devil. Did I say the devil? I don't know if I said the devil, but what? Just go with me on this one, because there's a valid reason I'm doing it, and it's not just to put myself through immense amounts of pain for your viewing pleasure. So while I look for some Strava segments, which should be coming up here on your screen, I'm gonna try and find things that are around half a kilometre to less than that, and purely because my level of fitness right now is not where it should be or where I want it to be, and it's certainly not in a place where I can be going 1, 2, 3 kilometres as hard as possible. My body would fall apart, so my first aim is to find some short intervals that I might be able to hit hard. Two important things that I've learnt whilst researching this and also practicing before I went on camera is you've got to set it to running, otherwise you're going to find a cycling segment and get nowhere near it. But also you've got to make sure you know which direction the segment starts and finishes, and that's thanks to Matt Rees, the Welsh runner. If you watch his video, I think he does one where he runs it the wrong way and therefore doesn't get the crown. Okay. So I think I've got 3 or 4 segments sorted, and I think it is within a kind of 10-kilometre run, so I'll be able to push hard 3 or 4 times within that run and take the rest of it easy. Let's go out there, and while we're out there, I'll talk about why I'm actually using Strava to prove a point about intrinsic motivation when Strava is predominantly extrinsically motivating. Let's go.
So here's the plan. I've got a lovely 10k route. I say lovely, it's road route, but it's from my house and it takes me back to my house, pretty much 10k on the door. So what I'm gonna do is, I've selected 3 segments because of my levels of fitness. I probably don't want to do many more than that. 3 segments in varying distances from half a kilometre to 300 metres to 800 metres. And I'm just gonna give it everything on those 3 segments, and the rest I'm gonna take nice and easy as a base run. So I've given myself about a 2 to 3 kilometre easy lead in as a warm-up, and I'm also going to make sure I'm going to cover the distance by going about 10-20 metres before I think the segment starts and 10-20 metres after it finishes, just to be sure. Right, we're on the right road now. I've got about 500 metres until it's go time. When we get to the traffic lights. All right, it's go time at these traffic lights. Are we ready? I'm not. We're up. Come on. I got no idea how I did there. I know it's painful. Now that I've got my breath back and the lactic acid is starting to shift, I don't know how I did, but that really felt horrible. 450 metres of just pain. So fingers crossed, we'll see how we go. I know I was hitting sub 3-minute kilometres whilst I was running, but whether I held that or not, no idea, we'll see. Next segment is the smallest of the 3. It's just over a motorway bypass, 300 metres, but I'm going to have to hit it even harder than I just did for the 450, and that really hurt. Again, I'm not entirely sure where this one starts, so I'm going to have to go hard early and run extra. Yeah, I'm going to have to go from around here. Let's do it. I think that's it. Oh my God. Oh, I think that's it. I don't know. These segments are really hard to judge, especially when you start early. Oh, lactic acid. I've got the longest one to come now. It's about 0.8 of a kilometre, 800 metres, and uphill. And it's right at the end as well. And it's just as I come to the end of this path here, that's when it's go time. About 10 seconds. Come on, Bridges, come on, Bridges, come on, Bridges. All right. Okay. I'm off. Tight turn. All your momentum's lost there on that turn. Oh my God. This is longer and harder than I expected. That was so hard. I didn't know where halfway was. It felt longer than 0.8. I was taking photos instead of videoing because I was in so much pain. I'm trying to shake it off now, but oh my goodness. I've no idea if I hit the mark on any of those. Good fun though, trying.
Well, I don't know how long they take to come through these results, but we'll have a look while I'm stretching and see what I managed to do. And give you the point of the whole video, obviously. All right, moment of truth. I've just uploaded the run. I'm just going to see what's up. I don't know how you even find it or whether it even happens quickly enough. Let's have a look. Here's my run. If I click on that and then look down there. Okay, so it looks like I've got 2 crowns of the 3 that I did. It's not actually showing the third effort. So possibly I got it wrong, but I did on that first effort, the downhill stretch that I was talking about, that you had to go for 450 meters. I have the crown by 1 second. No, yes, 1 second. And the second one, the shorter, harder sprint one, I have the crown by 2 seconds. So it's fine margins, but I currently hold the 2 Strava crowns. The third one didn't register at all, so I must have got that wrong somewhere. But you know what? It's not about the crowns. It was never about the crowns. Let me explain. Let me sum it all up. Oh, this is going to be wonderful hair. So let me tell... Oh, hello. So let's talk Strava crowns. Is it nice that I went out and got Strava crowns? Of course it is. I mean, of course it just is justification that I ran hard. But someone a lot wiser than me a long time ago once said that comparison is the thief of joy. And that's how I kind of feel about Strava, is that it's a very comparative app, as in you're always looking at what someone else is doing or comparing your time against somebody else's time. So here's the real message behind this and behind the way I think it might be the best way to use Strava. By the way, feel free to disagree. This is just an opinion and that's all it is. It's not right or wrong. So let's have a conversation in the comments. Now, so here's what I'm saying. What did I actually like about that run? I'll tell you what I liked. I liked the process. I loved the planning. I loved the coming up with something new. That was just a really good, that was like a good interval session for me. I just really enjoyed it. I've never done that kind of run before and it was something different, something to add into the mix. So if you're looking for an interval session, then go Strava crown segment hunting for sure. But it's not about the crowns and it was never about the segments. It was about that whole process of planning, being excited about going out running, about doing something, about pushing myself hard, and I didn't care if I got the crown or not. Am I frustrated that I didn't get the third segment even right, so it didn't record? Not really, because I still ran hard whilst I was out there. It still felt horrible. And that brings me back to my box analogy, as in, this is me if I were purely extrinsically motivated. This is my Strava crown, it's gone. Okay, it didn't happen. Let's just say I didn't get any today. Let's take away all the funky t-shirts and merchandise that I get or that I love to get from races. And what do I really have? A box. All right, it is a bit harsh, but it's a box nonetheless. And it's a box without that light inside burning. But if we're intrinsically motivated, if we're doing it for the love of the doing, of the process, of the joy of it, then these are awesome to have. Don't get me wrong, I love a medal. These are great to have, and these are great to have. But you strip it back down to the bare bones, and the light is still on inside anyway. It's still there, going strong, whether you have your medals or your Strava crowns or your t-shirts or not. That's what I'm saying. So how do you go from an extrinsically motivated person to an intrinsically motivated person? Yeah, that could be an entirely different vlog on its own, but it will come down to trying to fall in love with the process every day, the process of getting changed to go for a run, going out there, doing a triathlon, brick session, on the turbo, whatever. The love of the doing, not the outcome, not the numbers, not the medals, not the accolades, not the people giving you a pat on the back, nothing like that. However, that being said, by the way, if it takes a medal or a t-shirt or running a race or something like that to get you through the door, to get you that start so that you can get your momentum, I'm all for it. I'm not saying that I'm against it completely at all. Like I said at the start of the video, it's about balance, isn't it? You need some extrinsic motivators. Everyone loves to race, like I love to race. But if racing was my only reason for doing training or running or triathlon, I'd have had a pretty torrid 2020. I mean, I have actually had a torrid 2020, but for other reasons. And if you've been here this long and you just want to know about the competition so that you can win some free training, then fair play to you. I take my hat off. It's really simple. At this stage, all you need to do is you need to subscribe to this YouTube channel and you need to follow us on Instagram, and the full competition with the T's and C's, the full competition with the rules, I'll be out in the next couple of weeks, and we'll do the draw on Boxing Day of 2020 to see who gets free coaching from the 1st of January 2021. And if you're struggling to lock yourself down into a reason for running that is more than the extrinsic motivators, then watch this video here, because it's about finding your running why. It's about the process you might need to go to connect yourself to a deeper level of running and keep you in the game when times get tough. See you Wednesday.